Hi, this is Tom Kane, the voice of Jedi Master Yoda. And this is Inside the Force. Listen, you will. Foreseen it I have, yes.
It is a period of Star Wars mania, as new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
And welcome back, everyone, to Star Wars Inside the Force. I'm David Cottingham, and back in the chair this week, Casey Cooley.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be back. Feel like a slacker.
How was Star Wars headquarters?
It was great. Yeah,
Disney.
I went down there to scope out, see what if I can get like some kind of scoop. But
Well, they're not there.
No, they weren't there. No, I went to Disney World and I went to the park where they had all the Star Wars stuff, and I didn't see like any characters. The Star Wars weekends is over, but I saw like some, like they have like a kid like Jedi Academy kind of thing sometimes.
Oh yeah,
where they have this person as like a Jedi Master, and they train all these like little kids or younglings, I guess you can call them. Mm-hmm. Trains all these kids in like I guess how to use a lightsaber. It's all cool, pretty fun, and it was pretty neat looking at that. And I think what they're doing is they have this ride. Or like it was like this stunt show, this Indiana Jones stunt show, and they've closed it to make room, I think, for more Star Wars stuff. And I think I retweeted about this a while ago, but I found I was actually saw it because I was pumped to see this Indiana Jones show, but it was canceled. And I was bummed because it was canceled, but I'm happy because we're getting more Star Wars stuff at Disney World, as we should.
As we should, absolutely.
Yeah, but Disney was great. We loved it. Can't wait to go back.
Well, welcome back to the showcase.
Thank you.
We're going to keep doing what we're doing. Is bring you the latest news on all the aspects. It's pretty light week, but as far as the movie news, maybe, but some big things coming from all the other genres of Star Wars. So we'll get right into it right off the bat. Now, this is a kind of a special episode, I guess, if you with order 66 66 episodes right here.
There we go. Something big's gonna happen in this episode.
Something big's gonna happen.
I don't know, probably not.
All the good guys are gonna die.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
All right, so let's go episode 7 news. What's happening?
Well, it's a couple little things happened this past week. Still a lot of rumors going around, but nothing. I mean, honestly, there's been not a whole lot of speculation, at least good speculation about what Pip Anderson and the new girl. I can't remember her name. Crystal, is that right? I think it's like Crystal. Like who they're going to be and who they can play. Which, I mean, I wasn't here for last week when you talked about it, but it's just I think I'm going to let it slide that didn't get cast in Star Wars. Because the guy knows parkour, and I saw a video of him doing the parkour stuff, and this guy is like, he is a Jedi, because he can do amazing stuff. So That's okay. I don't know parkour, so I'll give that to him. Mm-hmm. But I have no idea what this guy could be. I mean, he'll absolutely use this parkour stuff in the movie, I'm sure. Like it's just gonna, I don't know. That's gonna be cool. But on top of that, there's nothing really new. Bad Robot tweeted an image a few days ago showing basically just an IMAX camera shooting across a desert, telling everybody that, hey, we're going to be using IMAX camera for Star Wars pretty much, which is exciting. I mean, I doubt they'll be shooting the entire movie in IMAX. I don't know. I mean, but that's going to be cool to see some IMAX stuff. It get kind of annoying, though, I'll be honest, in Dark Knight Rises, when you had like the full screen IMAX look, if you watched it in IMAX or on DVD, I guess. Like it's like you can definitely tell when it's an IMAX and when it's just normal,
right?
Like, anamorphic or whatever, whatever they shot it with. But that's cool. I mean, Star Wars, I think, deserves an IMAX feel. So I think that's a cool move on their part, and it's.
I have not seen. I don't remember. I think I saw. I'm pretty sure I saw episode 2 in IMAX.
Okay.
But that was, it wasn't shot
converted?
in IMAX.
Right.
Yeah, it was converted. So I really, truly haven't seen a recent movie in IMAX. So
yeah, I have only seen the 2 Batman movies that were
the Batman movies. Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
I know a lot of these movies push IMAX 3D, and I'm not a 3D guy.
No, yeah.
I don't know if this is going to be shot. This is probably not going to be shot in 3D. I don't think.
No, I don't think they're not doing the 3D route. I'm sure. I think it's going to be hard not to have a 3D conversion, like we'll get a lot of these other blockbuster.
I was about to say because all of the Marvel movies are 3D, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're like post converted. They're not shot in 3D. So I think that's going to be the case with Star Wars. I won't see it in 3D. I'll just watch it in IMAX, I guess. I'm sure they'll release it in IMAX theaters, so I'll do that. That'd be pretty cool.
Right.
I don't know if it'll be my first viewing. I don't know if I'll see the premiere in IMAX, but I'll definitely watch it in IMAX, which will be awesome. Other than that, there's not much else with movies. Nothing to really report. Ian McDiarmid has talked about just kind of his ideas or his feelings about Episode 7 and how he would he's open for a spin-off or whatever, but it's just all it's like a tongue-in-cheek, just kind of fun article, nothing really revealing. And that is pretty much it. I mean, as far as Harrison Ford goes, he seems to be recovering well, and the movie is still on track to be released because a lot of people were freaking out, thinking that Star Wars is going to be delayed to May of 2016. I remember I saw some people saying there was rumors about it being delayed, but no, it's still on track. There should be no debate about it. They're shooting more, but that's it. It's whatever. He's good. He's doing good. That's all of Episode 7.
Yeah, and we talked about last week when you weren't here about them going on hiatus in April or in August.
Yeah.
For a couple weeks while he recovers, and then
yeah,
they'll still finish this fall.
Yeah.
So we're on track still. December 2015, Episode 7.
That's great. Like, it just every now and then it hits me. Like they're shooting it right now. We're getting it.
I know. We just keep saying, God, the first teaser or whatever we get, man, this is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
So switching over to the TV stuff, Star Wars Rebels, which is closely coming upon us as far as the premiere date. There hasn't been a premiere date yet, which I'm guessing we should get at Comic-Con, which happens next week.
Yeah.
They're going to have a presence there. I think I was looking at the schedule. 2014 Comic-Con starts July 24th through the 27th, and that Thursday, the 24th, from 6 to 7, if you're going to Comic-Con, room 6 BCF, the Heroes of Star Wars Rebels. So they're going to have a hour-long panel there. You're going to get Dave Filoni, who's going to be there, the executive producer. You're going to get stars Freddie Prinze Jr., Vanessa Marshall, Steve Bloom, Taylor Gray, the people that are playing the characters there of Rebels. So they'll all be there. You're going to get we've been to Celebration, so we've been to kind of stuff like this, and they're really, really cool. It's just a stage bringing them out. They do big Q&A. Whoever's hosting the panel, which I'm assuming. Actually, I'm not going to assume because I don't know who's going to. I'm not. Yeah. I keep thinking of Celebration. He's usually a Star Wars person.
Yeah.
But it clearly says Episode 7 is deep in production, so no one from Lucasfilm will be featuring the movie at San Diego Comic-Con. So you have to wait till next year probably to get anything at Comic-Con for Episode 7.
Right.
But there's definitely some other stuff happening there at Comic-Con on Friday and Saturday of next week. there's going to be, especially like the new Star Wars: A New Dawn novel. The author will be there as well, as well as the publishers and stuff like that. So, and Dave Filoni, I think, is supposed to be at that panel too. So there's some great stuff going on there if you're in San Diego for Comic-Con. So I'm guessing we're going to get a release date finally.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's about like a month away or so from maybe that 1 hour special that they're trying to do.
I would assume that's going to be in August. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the novel's going to drop.
Yeah.
And then the premiere will probably be in September, is what I'm guessing. Or maybe the novel's going to hit and then the hour-long
then the special, because I guess it might take place after the novel, I'm sure. Because the
novel's supposed to be like a prequel, I think, right?
Yeah, it's basically the first encounter between Kanan and Hera, like how they cross paths.
Yes. But they got a cool, I mean, like I didn't even notice this looking at this article on here. They got a great poster. Star Wars Rebels.
And it looks like one of the movies. It's kind of got that. It does. That look to it. It's pretty neat.
That's awesome. It's got a bunch of TIE fighters on it and
Stormtroopers. It'd be cool if Drew Struzan did like a poster for it, like
I know,
to give it that live action feel. That'd be pretty good. Pretty awesome.
And then speaking of transitioning a little bit into the comics, with Comic-Con, there is the big announcement that came out today is that the original series of Star Wars, the Marvel series, when they had it back in '77, that whole line of comics, I think there was like 160 something issues.
Yeah.
But they're releasing at the start of next year a full omnibus of the entire Marvel Star Wars series comic line, which, if you've seen the cover, has a Legends banner on it.
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, so everybody. I was getting your hopes up. I can tell. You're like, oh, but no.
I was actually wondering because what's weird is that the novels that they've been showing lately, have the banner at the top.
Yeah.
Well, this, because I was scrolling to look at it, it didn't have it at the top. It has it at the bottom.
Yeah.
So at first, when I didn't see it at the top, I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Is this going to be canon?"
Yeah.
No. It's not.
Well, I was at a bookstore last week. I went to the Star Wars section, and I was just like looking through it, and they haven't republished all the books yet to say Legends. Right. I wonder when they're going to do that, because that's quite an overhaul of republishing like pretty much all the Star Wars books that have been published.
Right, and some of them that you've seen are the republished ones, like the Heir to the Empire cover. Has and I think there was the one with the one that you,
the Han Solo trilogy, like the Lando or the Lando trilogy or something like that.
Yeah, but the latest one with like Luke, Leia, and Han on the cover, it was over.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, that was kind of a reprint. So, I think I'm wondering. What I do wonder is the episode novels. Now, I think those are supposed to be canon, and so they'll probably take out the non-canon stuff,
right?
Because I think we read that article where they said that everything that appears in it that's on the movie is canon, but everything is not. And it's like, what?
Just read the script. Just publish the script as the novelization or something, or just whatever. Just the screenplay as canon. I don't know.
Right. So I think the republished ones will have whatever non-continuity or non-canon stuff taken out. Because I'd like to have a canon version if that's what it is.
And I will read it probably for some reason. Although it's the exact same thing as the movie. I don't know. Maybe there'll be something complimentary to it. I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. That's what made I think the episode 2 novel really, really good. Is that you really got more, inside of what Anakin was going through internally. Yeah. And that episode. That's what the movies are missing too. I think it showed a lot of the internal struggle, but I think it just episode 3 showed it even more, but it still lacked, I think, just a certain personal touch. I don't know.
Yeah, you just get those moments where they're kind of sitting on their own and thinking to themselves.
Yeah.
And Anakin does a lot of that.
Yeah.
In episode 2 novel. So you really get to struggle with his mother dying and all this going on. So
right.
It's really good. Okay, so that book is coming out January 2015. This past Wednesday, we've got issue 19 of Star Wars, the current series from Dark Horse right now, which we are both reading, but you were out of town for this issue.
Yeah.
This is the second to last issue. Next month is issue 20, which is going to end the series, and not coincidentally, but planned, but it's going to end the entire Star Wars Dark Horse run. All the comic lines are ending.
Yeah.
So we should get now, if rumors hold true, we should get the announcement of the 2 Star Wars comic lines from Marvel coming starting in September. So hopefully we'll get that and we'll have something to talk about on that lines next week. But looking forward to that. We're going to talk a little bit about that more here in a little bit. But but number 19 this past week, it's weird because we talked about this on In the Comics, me and Russ, that it feels like because it's the start of a new arc. Like the last issue 18 ended kind of an arc, and it does feel like it is meant to take 6 issues or so, whereas obviously it's going to end the next issue. So,
do you think it might have been canceled prematurely?
I do. I think. Well, yeah, I think it because I think the plan. Dark Horse technically has the rights this whole year. Mm-hmm. But I think Marvel, I don't know I don't know how it just kicks in at a certain time. They picked August to end it and September to start. Now, the rumor was that DC Comics, that's the New 52 anniversary of September, and they have this huge event every year.
Right.
Well, they're saying this is Marvel's kind of counter to that. They want to put these new Star Wars books out in September. Yeah. To kind of counter the momentum that DC gets, in September with their big events. Last year was the Villains Month, and then this year is going to be this whole Futures End thing that's going on right now, which is fantastic, by the way. So I won't give away too much happening in the plot, but the plot basically is just. Leia, an old friend of Leia's, is in trouble, and and she kind of goes off book to go help her, and she recruits obviously Luke and Han and Chewie, and they go in the Millennium Falcon and head for help. So
okay, there you go.
Pretty awesome. It's pretty good. So that's really all the comic news. In that essence, the book news. You had something on the books, I think, right?
Yeah. I guess. The Del Rey published a free sampler, like a Kindle version of basically excerpts from all 4 novels that are coming out within the next few months. A New Dawn, Tarkin, Heir to the Jedi, and Sith Lords. Right. So I haven't got a chance to read the whole thing, but it's basically like, I don't know if it's a whole chapter, but it's definitely a good chunk of a chapter from each book. And I read through A New Dawn, that excerpt, and I started Tarkin, and so I haven't gotten to the rest of it. But what I've read so far, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm just excited, just reading it. I'm finally reading Star Wars again, and it's a different feeling this time because I know for a fact that this is canon and it's real. And reading Heir to the Jedi, it was interesting because Heir to the Jedi excerpt is mostly about the villains in the story, and it introduces you to a female Imperial captain and a male Imperial who's seems, he's got that classic Star Wars like robotic disfigurement kind of motif going on. So I think it'd be pretty cool. It sounds like a good villain for the story, and it ended with the introduction of Hera going to this planet and kind of like hinting towards her encounter with Kanan. So it's a good excerpt. It's got me interested, got me piqued. So I'm very excited to read that novel, and I'm going to try to read the rest of them. But I'm just, the Tarkin one, I might be most excited. I don't know. I'm very excited about all of them, but Tarkin, I think right now is what I'm really excited about. I think that's going to be pretty cool. See how it like conflicts with what we already know and all that.
Tarkin, huh? Yeah.
But you can get that for free on Amazon. Go to just search for, I guess, just like the Del Rey Star Wars books and like Heir of the Jedi sampler, and you get it for free.
Yeah, yeah, because that brings up an interesting point when you talk about Tarkin, because according to what we know now, which is the movies are the only canon. And
his appearance in Clone Wars.
Correct, and that appearance in Clone Wars, but I mean that the time between in Episode 2 when Dooku reveals the Death Star plans,
yes, yeah,
to the point where at the end of Episode 3, there's Tarkin standing there with the Emperor and Vader, and they're looking at the construction of the Death Star.
Right.
It's now a wonder. Okay, when did Tarkin actually get credit? Mm-hmm. Or does he have credit now? I mean, where does it say that he actually is the creator besides in the expanding universe? Mm-hmm. That he is the credit of the, because that whole thing, we even profiled Tarkin when we talked about how it comes, there's a thing out there called the Tarkin Doctrine.
Right. Where,
he's the one that says, rule by fear. Mm-hmm. And he helped construct the Death Star. But where is that? That had to have been in books or in comics, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean,
so is that going to hold true? I mean,
I think it still will be. I think that's probably one of the reasons why they're making this book, is to fix that gap, because that's a big, it's a lingering hole.
Yes,
that they realized, I'm sure, and decided to fix it. And then they've got James Luceno writing it.
Yeah, so you think they'll So you think they'll stick with him kind of as the creator of the Death Star, or just kind of?
I mean, yeah, because that was mentioned. Was that mentioned in the movies that he was the creator?
No, never.
Okay,
that was only, like I said, that's only an expanding universe that he is the. Gosh. He was the. That's why everybody was so confused in Episode 2 when they're like, "Wait a minute, where's Tarkin at? I thought he was the."
I just thought it. Yeah, I just like
the mind behind all this.
Yeah, well, in that case, then they probably won't. I doubt they will, unless they're sticking with some of the, I don't know. It's just, I just think this whole EU stuff, a lot of people might be, I don't know. I can't say for sure if they might just disregard all of EU, or they're going to keep some of it. I think because they got James Luceno, who's a huge expanded universe writer, doing. Basically rewriting what he's already written. So I don't know if he's gonna. I feel like some of it will be incorporated, and there'll be a lot rewritten. It's so hard to say. I just can't tell. I mean,
right?
It just makes me even more excited to just figure it out with everybody.
I agree. Okay, so those excerpts are out there for you, everybody, to read if you want to check those out. Not really anything on the gaming front, so that's pretty much all the latest news, I guess, coming out from the world of Star Wars. I wanted to kind of just throw out there, since we're possibly on the verge of getting these announcements for the comics, what are some of the, not maybe not just what we're hoping for in these two coming out, but what comic line would you like to see or read about?
Yeah.
I guess first off too would be, what era would you like to read about? What do you think?
Ooh, I guess, it seems like one of the biggest things that everybody wants, I assume everybody would like to know, I would like to see, is just a gap between 6 and 7. Maybe, because that's a 30-year gap, so I guess I would. I'm sure that they would have to do some kind of prequel to maybe episode 7. That would be pretty cool. But it's like an ongoing series. Are we talking about like just an ongoing thing, or just like it could be a mini series or?
Well, that's the thing is like right now what Dark Horse has done is they usually would put out they were putting out books that were ongoing series, and obviously just like any series, once it starts dying, they cancel it. But sometimes they do just put out 4-issue runs or 5-issue runs, just story arcs. So that just are, that's it. But no, I'm talking about like ongoing. What would you like to hear?
I would love to see an ongoing series, or just with Obi-Wan in exile. That would be really cool.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a Yoda one, but I doubt he's doing a whole lot. But he could. Who knows? He could have had a little skirmish somewhere. But Obi-Wan would be a huge one. Boba Fett would be cool, but I don't know. I'm starting to lose. I don't know if I'm starting to lose interest in a spinoff with Boba Fett, but just because I don't know, it just seems very conflicting to have him in anything because I don't know. But Obi-Wan definitely a spinoff with him. I would love to see. I guess depending on who Daisy Ridley is playing, maybe like a comic with her growing up, if she is a Han Solo kid, which seems like she obviously is. Just backstory stuff, I guess. Yeah, because there's just such a huge gap between 6 and 7 that anything could be done.
And that's the thing too, is like there is technically there's big gaps. There's 3 big gaps. I think there's a 10-year gap between 1 and 2, which which is Anakin growing up and becoming a Jedi and all that stuff. And then you have a 19-year gap between 3 and 4 that hasn't been hit yet, besides Rebels coming out. And then you got the 30-year gap between, and then there's still years between 4, 5, and 6 that have a ton to do with the Empire and the Alliance kind of evading the Empire, and so that's the thing too. Is like, do you want to keep? What do you think? Do you want to keep reading stories from between the episodes, or do you want to go beyond the episodes and get some canon stories beyond those things?
Like are you saying even past 9?
Either past 9 or before 1.
I would love some official canon, like Old Republic stuff. I guess I'm not too interested in anything past 9, just because I feel like that leaves a lot of guessing out of where the story could go.
Yeah, I don't think we can get anything after 9 until after 9 comes out.
Right.
But before 1, because I'm wondering that, because that's the main, that was a real big focus for Dark Horse, was all this older stuff. Knights of the Old Republic, and they recently, a couple years ago, they started this Dawn of the Jedi thing, where it was the very beginning of Force sensitive people and the Jedi religion, and I think it's inevitable that we're gonna get something on Darth Bane, because he was introduced at the very end of Clone Wars as a canon character, and the whole rule of 2, and so I think I think we're gonna start getting things like around that 1,000 years before Episode 1, where there was all these Sith and all these Jedis, and then that would be, that should be a movie to be honest.
Yeah, like a Plagueis maybe. It's just it might be easier to do a Plagueis comic book, but they would probably make more money doing a movie. So that's
absolutely,
that would be really cool. Or a Palpatine spin, maybe a younger Palpatine, because unless they recasted for a movie, they should just do a spin-off comic.
Yes, Yeah, I agree with that too.
I mean, yeah, comic books. It seems like you can do just about anything, and anybody would, anybody, you can get anybody to write it. There's plenty of writers out there.
And I think they are going to do a ton of stories in the comic world because I feel like, in a way, I feel like comics is becoming more popular, and they're utilizing comics so much more in conjunction with TV shows and movies,
right?
Than I think we ever seen before. I mean, there's a Smallville comic, there's an Arrow comic that ties into the show.
Yeah,
Marvel's doing all these prelude comics before all their movies. I mean, why not? Obviously Star Wars now is all unified, so there's gonna be. I'm with you. I think there's definitely gonna be comics that lead into Episode 7.
Yeah,
because they did that with Star Trek, which was Abrams stuff. So I just think, I don't know. I feel like I want to. I feel like I kind of right now still want to focus on all the around the episode's time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you. Like, I want to know more about Obi-Wan during his exile. I want to know about, Anakin's training through 1 and 2. I want to know about, I want more stories about Mace. And Yoda,
absolutely.
During the regular time before the the Clone Wars. And definitely the time between like 5 and 6, maybe after Luke found out Vader was his father. How because that's only a year gap, but there's a lot of stuff going on over Luke training and stuff like that still. So I don't know. It's and then yes, we definitely got to get more from that 30-year gap.
Yeah,
that we're gonna have novels and. Because I guess I'm assuming that Lords of the Sith novel takes place after Episode 6. Does it not? Or is
after
that before?
6? No, it's not after 6.
It's not after 6?
Because it's Vader and Palpatine.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you're right. So that's
probably after 3.
Before 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then so Luke is that Heir of the Jedi is definitely
that's 4 and 5, I think.
Between 4 and 5. And Tarkin. Tarkin is set before.
That's got to be.
Is that his whole? It's got to be his whole life, probably.
I guess so. It's just simply named Tarkin. So it's. I mean,
it's probably his whole.
The excerpt I started reading, it wasn't totally clear, but I just started it. So, I mean, it's probably all the way up until I guess Episode 4, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming that covers like his whole entire life. Gives us a whole overview of Tarkin. So, again, can't freaking wait to start reading some of this stuff.
Got a lot of reading to do in our future.
I know. A lot of reading, a lot of TV watching.
Yeah.
All these dang shows coming out, man. Unfortunately, 24 wrapped up last night, and John Boyega, who was in Episode 7, who was in the show, he only ended up having kind of a minor part that was only in the beginning of the show. So he was only in maybe the first 5 episodes, and then the show went on a different route. But what he was in on 24, he did a fantastic job. Really looking forward to him, seeing some stuff from him. And boy, man, he's the one. He tweets a lot.
He does. Yeah, yeah. It's weird. Daisy really tweets some, but not nearly as much as.
Not nearly as much, right? Yeah. All right, so I guess that'll do it for this week's episode, right?
Do
some trivia.
That'll do trivia.
But you got and we got to get you 2 questions because you missed last week.
Okay. All right. Let me go grab my book.
Okay. So we'll do the single for you right now to get caught up.
Okay.
Because this is 65. You've done 64. So, all right. I'm looking at the next question here, random question, which is number 893. 893.
Okay.
And it's the episode 3 era, Revenge of the Sith.
There we go.
Here we go. Who trained General Grievous in the lightsaber arts?
All right.
Dooku, Darth Maul, Darth Bane, or Darth Sidious?
I like they put Darth Bane in it.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. But I'm going to go with Count Dooku.
Okay. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Right.
Feels
Very
good to
good,
get
Casey.
those.
So
Yeah.
So Casey moves you up to 34 and 31.
Okay.
And now the next question I got is 2029. This is for both of us. 2029. This will be the Empire Strikes Back era. And here is the question. How many forms of communication
Ooh.
did C-3PO pompously announce he was fluent in when General Riken picked up a strange code emanating outside of Echo Base?
Ooh.
Was it 15 million? Was it 12 million? Was it 9 million? Or was it 6 million?
That's a good question.
Dang it. I don't remember this.
Good question.
I mean,
that's like a good, perfect level, I think, of Star Wars.
Well,
movie
and it's
knowledge.
movie knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's movie knowledge, which
That's
is great.
That's a good level because he says it a bunch, but if you're not paying attention, you can easily forget it. I'm gonna go with. I have two guesses,
Jeez.
but I'm pretty sure. I think it's 6 million. D.
That's what I was going. I was leaning towards.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to play it in my head of what he says.
I'm pretty sure it's 6 million.
My other one was only 9.
Mine too. Yeah, that was my B guess, but I'm gonna go with 6 million.
Yeah, I'm going with 6 million too because that's what I'm leaning. That's what I felt like.
Yeah.
Mostly. So, all right, we're choosing D.
Okay, had me nervous there.
Yeah, okay, 6 million forms
6
of
million.
communication.
Yeah, I actually I just referenced that because apparently there's some game out there that's been around forever called Bocce. And,
Oh, yeah.
and like I've heard of it a bunch, but I never really remember it. And then like I was at a wedding and they were playing Bocce, and I just went up to my buddy who was getting married, who's a huge Star Wars fan, Cody Geiler. Talked about him a lot in the show, and I was like,
Yeah.
I just went up to him. I said, "Do you speak Bocce?" He's like, "Yeah, I speak Bocce." I'm like, "Okay," and we just kind of played it off.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Of course, it's like a second language to me.
Yeah. But I've also got a reference. I do some part-time work with UK, and I mentioned that I do a Star Wars podcast, and my boss, she kind of laughed, but not in an insulting way, just kind of in like, oh, that's kind of a funny, nerdy way. But she was talking about how she was like talking about Star Wars and how she doesn't like the new ones. She likes the old ones. And she said, like, quote, like, she particularly likes the little teddy bear people in the old movies. So I told her, I was like, that's fair. I will maybe be sure to say that. So there you go. That's
Teddy bear.
Yeah, the little teddy bear people.
So is she gonna listen to the show?
I doubt it. No, her husband's a Star Wars fan, so maybe I can get him hooked. But I don't know. Trying to get some listeners.
I know. We gotta keep spreading it, man.
Yep.
Keep spreading it. We appreciate everybody obviously tuning in and checking us out. You can go to a slightly redesigned website,
Yeah.
InsideTheForce.com. I've kind of moved stuff around to make it more kind of flow a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. Good. Good.
It's good. I can't change it too often because we're adding so many pages now,
Right.
Because there's 10 on each page, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could condense that down,
Yeah.
but probably
well.
not.
Probably not. No, it's all right. Makes it look
I'm
like
just
we
gonna
did a
get
lot
groups
of work.
10.
Yeah.
Good groups of 10. Maybe I should do groups of 20.
Eventually,
Oh,
when
no.
we get into the hundreds range. maybe.
Hundreds.
I don't know.
Yeah, I might do that then. That's true. So we're at Inside the Force on Twitter. Thank you guys for keep following us. We finally pushed over the 100 followers.
Yes, we did. Thank you.
We did, and we're still gaining more, so we appreciate it. I am D Cottingham21 on Twitter. He is Kryptonian1138. You can, of course, we're on Facebook as also Inside the Force, and you can now on the website you can actually link to our RSS feed and iTunes as usual, but our Stitcher link is on there as well as TuneIn Radio. So if you want to listen to us on those sites, you can. The links are right there. You can add us to your playlists or follow us on there. Wherever way you want to listen to us, you probably figure it out and get us.
Yes.
We're that easy.
Do it.
And we're free.
Come on. We're free. Yeah.
It's free.
We're taking time out of our busy schedules to bring
That's
you
right.
this entertainment. Infotainment. So there
Infotainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so check us out next week when we get back into Star Wars news, and hopefully got some stuff to report for Comic-Con, and then of course the following week will be what has been revealed at Comic-Con, if anything. Because it seems like they're not. Yeah, there's no movie news, but there'll be some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I can't say it enough. Thanks for listening to the show, everybody, and for Casey Cooley,
Commander Cody. The time has come. Execute Order 66. Boom.
boom.
Mind blown, right? You thought it was Ian McDiarmid himself in our studio.
That was not straight from the movie. That
No.
was Casey Cooley.
That's me. I do that. That's some of the cool things I can do.
That's right. That's what
Yeah.
you get from us.
That's it. And, like I said,
You
infotainment.
get authentic Star Wars quotes at the end.
Yes. I'm like Michael Winslow. I can just turn, whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Michael Winslow, God. Wow. That's the guy from Police Academy,
Police
right?
Academy, yeah. Sound
Yeah,
effects
of
guy.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I met him.
Did
you? You were there?
We bumped into him in the airport going to Celebration,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So weird.
Charles noticed him. Was like, got a picture with him.
He
and all
was-
that, yeah.
Fanboy crazy.
Oh,
Right
he's always
there.
fanboy crazy. You just saw him the other day. We had Shatner in the office last week.
I saw your tweet, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So he was all giddy about that.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I spoke a bad word just now.
Oh,
Shatner.
that's right. Yeah. There you go. It's almost like a bad word in itself. Shatner.
I know. He's Shatner.
He puts the shat in Shatner. But oh well. Star Trek, whatever.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all. We don't have to say
It's all
anything.
right. No.
That's all right. We stole Abrams from you. That's
Exactly. We're not giving them back.
cool. No way.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it, Casey.
Yep. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week on Inside the Force, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.